The sharpest pain is not from the dagger of betrayal, but from the hand that held it. They never imagined that the trust they shattered would one day become the very reason they can't sleep at night. Betrayal doesn't just break hearts, it fractures souls, leaving pieces that don't fit the same way again. And yet here they are, trying desperately to gather those pieces, hoping you'll let them fit them back together. The hardest apologies are whispered, not spoken, because shame makes the words too heavy to carry out loud. They've rehearsed their apology 1,000 times in their mind, but the weight of guilt keeps tying their tongue. The truth is, the person who betrayed you wasn't strong. They were just weak enough to choose the easy path over the loyal one. And now they are haunted by the realization that loyalty is what they needed most. But they lost it when they lost you. Time doesn't heal all wounds. It only reveals who was willing to stitch them. Now they understand. The silence between you isn't distance. It's the scar they left when they walked away. Every betrayal begins with trust, and every regret ends with longing for forgiveness. They can't stop replaying the moment they broke your trust, wishing they could rewrite that chapter. You don't truly value someone's loyalty until you realize you can no longer call it yours. And now, they're drowning in the loneliness of their own choices, longing for the loyalty they threw away. A heart betrayed doesn't seek revenge. It seeks understanding of why it was betrayed at all. They've spent countless nights trying to find the courage to explain, knowing no excuse could ever truly justify their actions. Regret isn't about what was lost. It's about realizing what could have been saved. Their regret isn't just for the act of betrayal. It's for the love and respect they now know they'll never fully regain. When you betray someone, you don't just lose their trust. You lose a piece of yourself that only they can give back. And they're starting to see that the emptiness inside them isn't from what they took. It's from hurt. What they lost. The weight of guilt is heavier than the chains of loyalty could ever be. Now they carry that burden, knowing they traded light for darkness in a moment of weakness. Apologies can't erase the past, but they can open a door to a future where healing is possible. They're knocking on that door now, praying you'll hear them out, even if you don't let them in. When someone betrays you, they don't destroy you. They reveal who they were all along. And yet they're desperate to prove to you that this isn't who they want to be anymore. Forgiveness isn't forgetting. It's choosing to no longer let betrayal define your story. They hope you'll find it in your heart to forgive, even if the trust they shattered can never be repaired. Betrayal isn't the end of love. It's the test of how strong love really is. And now they stand, trembling, hoping that the love you once shared hasn't completely withered away. Sometimes, the only way to understand pain is to feel it yourself. Now they're experiencing the agony of betrayal through the emptiness you left behind. Regret whispers louder than betrayal ever could. And those whispers are echoing in their mind, a constant reminder of the damage they caused. Healing doesn't mean reopening the door. Sometimes, it means closing it gently, for good. They're terrified that your healing won't include them, but they know it's what they deserve if it doesn't. Trust is like glass. It can be glued back together, but the cracks will always show. They're prepared to live with those cracks as long as it means they get the chance to hold your trust again. The loudest screams are silent. They're the cries of a heart that knows it was the one in the wrong. Their silence isn't indifference. It's the crushing weight of knowing they hurt the one who cared for them the most. Sometimes, the biggest punishment for betrayal is the regret that follows it. And now, regret is the shadow they can't escape, following them with every step they take. When you break someone's heart, you also break your own, in ways you don't realize until it's too late. They're finally understanding that the wound they inflicted wasn't one-sided. It's not the betrayal that lingers. It's the memory of who they were before they betrayed you. They want you to remember the person they were before, but even they're unsure if that person still exists. A broken bond doesn't have to stay broken, but it can never be the same again. They're ready to rebuild, even if it takes the rest of their life to earn back even a fraction of what they lost. In the end, it's not about the betrayal. It's about whether the lesson learned was worth the pain caused. And now they're left wondering if their lesson came at a cost too great to bear.